Good morning, Gallatin County friends. We are on day 28. And today I am coming to you reading another book about a character that worries way too much. It is called SCAREDY MOUSE by Alan MacDonald. And today's book is going to hit habit 2 because they have to come up with a plan. Because obviously, if you see the cover, if you can tell what this shadow is, it is a cat, and he's a mouse. So, and the book is called SCAREDY MOUSE, so we can use what we know and kind of infer or make a guess that this book is going to be about him being scared of a cat. So they have to come up with a plan to eat, basically. Habit 5 is going to come in because our little scared mouse, he has a sister who does some understanding of how our character feels about being scared and worried. And it's also going to hit habit 6 because he and his sister are going to work together to get what they want. So we're going to dive right in. SCAREDY MOUSE by Alan MacDonald. In a small hole behind a closet under the stairs, there lived a large family of mice. The youngest was called Squeak. Squeak was a small mouse, a scared mouse, a stay-at-home mouse. One evening, Squeak was woken up by his sister Nibbles. "Let's go to the kitchen," she said. "I've just seen something yummy, a chocolate cake as big as a wheel." So there's his family. There's Squeak. And then there he is being woken up by his sister Nibbles. Now, just like our character yesterday, Wimberly, Squeak is also a worrier. He worries about things. He stays at home because he worries. He doesn't get out and adventure through the house like his family does. Squeak did love chocolate, but he was very scared. "What if I get lost?" he worried. Now, if you remember yesterday, we talked a little bit about those anxiety questions, those worrying questions. They always start with, what if? Well, that's what he just said. What if I get lost? What if we meet the big ginger cat with green eyes? What if questions. "The ginger cat's asleep," said Nibbles, "and I know how to keep you from getting lost." Nibbles found a big ball of string and tied one end around Squeak. "There," she said. "All you have to do is to follow the string and you'll find your way home." So there's where habit 2 came in. That was the plan to keep Nibbles from getting lost. They scurried out of the mouse hole and into the dark, shadowy hall. Squeak kept close to Nibbles, trailing the string behind him. But as they crossed the hall, Squeak saw a long, striped tail. "It's the cat! It's the cat!" he cried. Squeak ran this way and that, willy-nilly, round and back. "Oh, don't be silly," said Nibbles. There they are, scurrying into the hallway, and there is the thing that Squeak saw. "It's only a scarf," said Nibbles. Squeak slowly came out of his hiding place. Nibbles and Squeak scampered through the dining room, under the table, and under the chairs. But just as Squeak was about to eat a cookie crumb, he saw 2 eyes gleaming in the dark. "It's the cat! It's the cat!" he cried. Squeak ran this way and that, willy-nilly, round and back. "Don't be silly," said Nibbles. Okay, so there's the scarf that he thought was a striped tail. And now look, here's what he sees. "It's only a toy," said Nibbles. Squeak smiled nervously, and they crept past the cat into the den, past the fireplace, and past the ticking clock. Suddenly, Squeak froze in his tracks. There, peeping above the edge of the armchair, was the head with 2 sharp ears. "It's the cat! It's the cat!" he cried. Squeak ran this way and that, willy-nilly, round and back. "Don't be silly," said Nibbles. Okay, so here's the cat toy that they ran past. And here they are running in the den. And here's what he sees with pointy ears. What do you think that is? Nibbles tells him. It's only a pillow. Silly me, said Squeak. The two mice tiptoed into the kitchen, across the floorboards, and past the cupboard. Squeak peeped inside. He shivered and he shook. There in the shadows was something furry. It's the cat! It's the cat! He cried. Squeak ran this way and that, willy-nilly, round and back. Don't be silly, said Nibbles. Okay, so there he is, revealing that it was just a pillow. And here they are, scurrying through the kitchen. And he sees something furry. It's only a feather duster, said Nibbles. Phew, sighed Squeak. Just then Nibbles spotted the chocolate cake on the table, and it did not take them very long to find their way up to it. Soon their paws and their whiskers were all sticky with chocolate. Yummy, said Nibbles. I could eat all day. Squeak was a hungry mouse, but also a very worried mouse, a scared mouse, and a want-to-go-home mouse. So here's the feather duster. And then here they are eating. And notice Squeak, he's looking all around him while he's eating. That's another sign of being nervous. When you're looking around, he's very nervous and worried. So Nibbles scrambled down the fridge, and Squeak and the cake followed. They heaved the cake across the floor, but just as they reached the door, a shadow fell across their path. It's the cat! It's the cat! Cried Squeak. Oh, don't be silly, said Nibbles. It's only... So here they are taking the cake home. Nibbles understood that Squeak was very nervous and he wanted to go home, so they decided to take the cake with them. And here they are going across the kitchen, and here's the shadow. Don't be silly, said Nibbles. It's only... Ah! The cat! Run, Squeak! Eek! Squeak ran this way and that, willy-nilly, round and back. The big ginger cat narrowed his eyes, opened his claws, and there's the cat. Pounced. But the cat found himself caught in a web of string. The more he struggled, the more he became tangled, until soon he was tied up like a fat ginger package. A mad cat, a sad cat, a feeling like a full cat. So there he is, and there's all the string. Look. Now I want you to look at Squeak's face. Squeak's thinking, wow, I did that with that string. I'm not scared anymore. Squeak was no longer a small mouse or a scared mouse. He was as bold as a lion mouse. And the next time that he met the big ginger cat, he just said, boo! So in the end, Squeak ended up figuring out that he really had nothing to be worried about all along, and if he just used his head, like his sister Nibbles did, he can take care of his own issues and his own problems. As long as he comes up with a plan, he can feel safe and secure. And if you're feeling worried about something, sit down with your parents. And parents, if you're feeling worried too, sit down with a piece of paper and write out a plan to overcome those fears, to overcome those worries. How can you control what you can control, and how can you distract yourself from the things you can't control? Because we talked yesterday about our circle of control. There are some things that you just have no control over, and you're best to just put them out of your mind and focus on the things you can control. So guys, today was a wonderful book, and it hit habits 2 because they came up with a plan, habit 5 because they had to understand each other's feelings, and habit 6 because they both worked together to take care of the cat and get the cake. I will see you tomorrow. Have a happy Wednesday. Bye.